Our next destination is the stop of Train, and this typically is a map that VP is certainly happy on, but Potter, just to be the devil's advocate, they did get battered here yesterday 16-6 against Gambit, so they've looked a little bit shaky recently at least.
They did. But you know, the desk touched on it. This is home map. This is comfort zone for VP. Before the start of Flashpoint 2 just a month ago, VP had a 100% win rate on this train. It was a constant pick for them coming into series. So sAw, they gotta dig deep here, Vince. They just kind of got battered on their own pick of Vertigo, and VP, they look like they're heating up into this grand finals. We got Yakindar finally showing up in the server, and again, the desk touched on it. He's gonna be pivotal. Just that sandwich position, just how aggressive Yakindar is, and the amount of pressure that he constantly applies. sAw have to be ready for it. They will start off on the CT side. Dodo will be responsible for the kit and the smoke.
Oh, Roman just heard Buster. Definitely just heard him around the corner, but he overextends. He gets punished. Muterus, though, also peeking from box halls. Make sure that that one kill doesn't turn into any more. Bit of a stalemate falls upon us, though, as Jane looks to push right outside. They're mixing up the pace. They're changing up their avenues of aggression towards the A side of the map before throwing in a smoke. And now they're going back up Pop Dog. It's the double fake.
Double pump, Yakindar alone outside, but he's right where he wants to be, just creating havoc right now. Kicker's gonna go inner. If he gets caught, just barely survives back pop, and James goes down as well. Things are getting pressured here for VP. Yakindar's gotta book it back to his squad. It's just Sanji to back up Kicker right now. Oh, Yakindar goes down on the outside yard. sAw, they've got 4 men in this retake.
Now only 3, but there's just the one of VP to try and fend off against them, and Arky instantly puts the bullet in the head of Kickert. Although VP get a post plant, it will not be good enough to yield the round. sAw come out swinging, and they keep 3 players alive in the process.
I'm not sure if VP did an audible or if this was their plan all along, but it was all over the place, and it looked like it worked out. It looked like the call to go inner was going to be perfect. I'm not sure how James went down, but in the end, it just left Yakindar all alone. And sAw hitting their shots again. They seem to have these pistols down. They're just making it work.
Full weaponry on VP, though. 4 Galils and a UMP alongside it. 3 M4s, Scout and an MP9. Forward positions being taken. It was VP that twice went for rotations via Pop Dog. They've got early intel in here with just watching up. And VP don't have any HEs to flush him out or any Molotovs. This is a spot that may go unchecked for quite a while. It also affords them that luxury of going for a fast flank if they feel like they're being pressured. But actually the bomb, under control of VP, is headed over on Ivy.
That's a really deep smoke into T-Con here. Looks like 3 members will be grouped up towards Ivy. Kicker does have the flash to help Yakindar retake this T-Con control. But as you mentioned, Vince, he's in such a prime position right now.
As is Arky, and he's already connected the headshot onto Sanji. Not enough to outright frag him because of the M4. Lacks that little bit of extra stopping power, but now he's gone in. Headshot onto Kicker, 23 seconds to go. Flashes landing on both sides of the coin. Buster with the Galil sprays down for 2. And that should be the round tied up with a nice little neat ribbon on VP. Roman got smoked. He has an MP9. All he can really do is just save.
Definitely a nice ribbon. Man, Arky, he did so much damage as the VP members were coming out Ivy. It did seem like that crossfire should hold, but VP brute forced their way through. And now we're back to square one. We've seen this before, Vince. We've seen it, in fact, all series long. These first few rounds, it is brawly.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, for all of the issues with the economy, at the very least, it does allow these first 3 or 4 rounds to be very entertaining. You never quite know which way it's going to come down because both teams have opportunities to force buy. The T's, it is a bit unreasonable that even if you lose the first round, if you get a plant, you can still come out with 4 or 5 assault rifles. That does seem pretty ridiculous. But that's the current state of the game.
Kicker is going madman aggressive. Arky's got the scout. Oh, he gets gushed. That's going to make him push back the angle. And sAw, they forced right back into this round. I'm surprised, especially considering Vertigo, how many saves they had to go through in order to try to get those sniper rifles, and then they couldn't even do just that. So hopefully they have a better plan with these scrappy weapons into this round. Arky's going to be looking to squish up these VP members.
I wonder if that's one of the reasons why they are a little bit more apprehensive to save multiple rounds, because they effectively threw away 4 or 5 rounds to save, and they did nothing with those save guns. Just like, well, maybe we should just delve in for a few more of these sort of deagle and scout buys, maybe see if something lands. VP are exceptionally slow again in this round, and they've taken very little ground as a result, and that's the reason they've gone for the buy. For moments like that, just threads the deagle headshot. And as they run out, it's Arky again that's there to greet them. His scout doesn't quite connect and just misses out on a second opportunity. James gets the upper hand on Commuters, albeit at a very costly amount of health, but pieces have fallen into place. The Dodo's CZ lets him down, and VP take the round with 4 players still alive.
Wow, close scenes even still, even though there's 4 members surviving. Just a couple of frags, 1 more lick of damage going sAw's way. Things could have looked a little bit different into that round. But now sAw, they're back down to just USPs, nothing else. James, he's on a hunting mission. You can see he's going very aggressive towards Ivy with that MAC-10. He wants the money. Yukindar has snuck his way outside T-Con as well. There's 1. There's 2. Nice shots from Arky. At least stops that farm fest from continuing.
It's okay. James can sit there, tears rolling down his cheek, but he's looking over to the picture of an AWP. And he'll have the opportunity to pick it up in the next round. He's got nearly $9,000. So although sAw do get the 1 frag, now another true test is coming up ahead of them. One maybe small nitpick is there's 3 M4s in play for VP. So when you're looking at those fast entries with the 1-tap ability, they do lack it a little bit. Maybe something that could catch them, but sAw delving down to 2 for masses.
Money's just not great right now. They have plenty of utility. And again, a lot of Ivy pressure coming through from VP. They're immediately pivoting though here.
Similar formations as well, Potter. They typically liked this split and pick idea. On VP, we constantly see them with a player or 2 over on Ivy, occupying outside of main. It's very standard stuff, and so far, sAw, they're biting down on this hard. With a minute to play with, they have no more smokes or incendiaries left. That has afforded them a double stack in main, which could prove to be vital. But it does seem like it's a bit top-heavy. There's not much room for error.
This stack in T-Con is very interesting. Boosted him and left him. He is good for the 1. Buster should get that trade, but Mutus is right there as well. He takes a lot of damage, But they've got the man advantage. Arky has got to get this kill. He's good for it. Sanji goes down, and James is lurking around in this Olaf area. He might get the timing if he's careful. But a solid defense coming through from sAw. Look at Muterus and Arky's HP. Just barely surviving.
I feel like James played that really well. He was just unlucky that his teammates died around him. He saw the second player that was up on the ladder. He wanted to look towards Olaf for that second and see if he could just get 2 quick fire kills, and all of his teammates die. He ends up getting peaked by 3 at once. Does get dropped across the north, but you can see the money now depleting. Aggression, VP, throwing a wrench in the works and seeing if they can slow down the cogs. Kicker takes the head clear off of Just, but there's Arky on the retreat. And there's a second for Arky. He posts up 2 frags. Incredible work from him, and sAw have the player advantage.
Arky's a beast, Vince. He's stepping up, clean shots with that rifle, and now he's even getting more map control. This should start adjusting the defenses here. The fact that Arky has that T-con control should allow for some different sorts of setups. Sanji, he's stuck behind this smoke. James has brought the bomb over to him. Oh, that's so close. To Dodo. Just on the other edge is 2 members of VP. He doesn't know it yet, but this peak is gonna be everything. Sanji, the jig is up now. The cavalry should be arriving. It's only 2 members of VP alive right now.
James 1 on 4. Hasn't had too much impact with the AWPs as of yet here on train. Could be given a freebie. If Roman decides to peek out of Pop Dog, James thinks better of it. Again, those spidey senses are tingling. He thought there's a chance that someone would be moving around from the side, but he is looking to save his AWP. With this save, and Kicker and Buster pretty healthy on cash, they can inject it into the next round and get another solid purchase. So an understandable save coming in, but sAw seem up to the task. Of first shot misses, second won't, but he's being pressured down from Muterus. At least it's before time, so he doesn't get completely screwed economically. But that will be sAw tying us back up.
Oh, sAw being relentless. We talked about the money. They take a risk there, and it pays off. The fact that James goes down with only killing 1 of them, totally worth there. Could have gotten dicey, but they're rewarded for their risks. James will get that AWP replenished, as you say, Vince, but Yakindar, he's gone aggressive. Already out Olaf again. Oof, eats a grenade. Roman barely doesn't spot him. Getting that damage taken will give him info, though.
As we saw VP get a lot of aggression outside last round, and then Arky just came in as the ultimate roadblock and slapped away 2 of them by himself. And now sAw looking to push through the flashes and the smokes. Muterus still gets the drop on Yakinda. It's actually the flash of Buster that cost him his teammate's health. And that's really awkward passage of play. sAw take the advantage again, and VP are almost bottlenecked into this B side of the map.
That was some sort of funky, weird HE grenade play. Yakindar, I think the smoke. Either way, that was funky stuff. The Dodo's blind. He's pushed off the angle, but Roman should have things under control. He finds the one, dancing around the bomb train. James gets the trade. The Dodo, he's still alive. Bomb will get planted. And they're just falling apart, Vince.
They really are. All the T's are just being destroyed. It's like 1 by 1, they peek out, they get decapitated. Buster is still in this round, but it was only a matter of time before sAw stuck on the defuse. And after going multiple rounds behind, it was 3-1 at one stage. They won the pistol, that then instantly got 4-sport on. They've won the last 3 in a row, Potter, and I've got to give a lot of respect, because often on train, when the CTs lose that economic battle early on, it's very hard for them to relocate and kind of replenish that money. Well, sAw have done it.
Clawing their way back into this half. It's exactly what sAw needed to do. So many flashbangs going off, and Roman clipping the HE grenade. That's going to be a problem. The Tech 9's in his face. He goes down. So Dodo will have her answer. But the bomb will get planted here.
Post planting again. Buster behind the smokes up close. There's an M4 that trades hands, and that's behind the Kevlar of Jame. Aim punch won't be an issue. Sanji wrapping around the back with a P250 wasn't far off wrapping it around the head. And now Buster's all alone, 1-on-4, and he misses his chance. But at least VP, in a low investment round, get another post plant, and that will afford them plenty of money going through into round 9.
Arky is so wisdomous right now. He's beaming with some sort of game sense. I thought Sanji had the pounce there. Arky was just spamming his AK in that connector, but just in the nick of time, turns and shifts his focus on the flank. And that just kind of seals the deal for that round. A strong buy, though. Jame will have that AWP once again.
Yet to really see Jame do anything with the AWP. That's maybe a testament to how well sAw have played, but a great flashbang in. Roman on the off angle gets plastered, and a secondary player of Stododo, who was at the bottom of ramp, couldn't really do anything in retaliation. So it's a free pick. VP now can dictate the pace of the round, and let's see how they poke and probe sAw into an awkward position. They've got 3 players clumped on A right now, but altogether very close towards E-box. Could be moving into Pop Dog.
And 2 players of VP are committed still towards that Ivy right now. You've got Arky trying to keep it honest, but this does look like it's going to be an inner split of some sort. He's just staring at Kicker's booty. This flank, if Just makes the right move, could cause an issue, but Sanji, he's already flanking inner.
That's a beautiful flank as well. But Just, as you touched on, he is the ace up the sleeve, and there's also Muterus just behind him, but Sanji single-handedly has cut off all of their plays. Just powers your aim. There's 2 looking for a third, but they line up. They get in each other's way. They trip over themselves, and Buster pushes them out the round.
Oh, Muterus wanted to be a homie there. He wanted to back up and wide swing as that battle goes down, but instead it's just a collateral. This inner split working out for VP. Things could have gone very differently there. The perfect timing for Just to make that flank happen, but man.
Money dwindling now on sAw. Roman 1,500. Everybody else is down to rags. Aggression through on A main. Sanji off by himself, already shown what he can do alone. When flanking comes in, flashes are good. Kicker's entry even better, but Stododo holds the line. Keeps VP honest. They still have to push past the Portuguese sniper, but the flashes are on point, and Kicker follows up with that one before going down to the hands of Arky. The CT's still in this. sAw still have some opportunities, and it just got that little bit sweeter as Sanji has been soured by Muterus' M4. Smokes pluming around the site as Buster desperately tries to wrap in for some intel. He's found it, but he loses his head as a result, and Jame now has to try and fend off against 3. First flick is good. They have a kit on Just, who has tapped the bomb, trying to get Jame out of position, fully defusing. This defuse kit will beat the Molotov. It doesn't matter. They'll be okay to get changed because it's at the cost of the round. And although Jame will survive, VP concedes.
Damn, sAw are swinging back here. They are not backing down, forcing the issue, making sure no matter what, they get the trades. And that flank, the fact that they're able to once again ensure that they pinch on this retake instead of all coming from that connector area, makes it work. VP will have another strong buy, though. Money is not really an issue right now. Muterus, this is the second time that he's getting this T-con control. This time he doesn't decide to go inside of it. But you can see sAw, they're ready. They're ready to battle. And they always have a solid buddy system in place. VP are doing their default. It's only Sanji towards Ivy alone this time, though. Ooh, double push.
Oh, that push is so delicious. It's a 3-for-2 trade. But Kikut's down to 9. And they're being flanked. They're being fragged. Sanji's the only element left. They've already seen him flank earlier. So although they'll be checking all of these angles over on box halls, they'll have a good idea as to where he could possibly be. Hence, Muterus sticking in position on connector. And he could become the executioner of Sanji if he doesn't check his angles. And there it is. Muterus does come out alive and ahead. And I should mention, Potter, I mentioned earlier about how yesterday VP got battered on train. It was 16-6. They only picked up 2 rounds on their team side. It was a 13-2 half. And they ran into a lot of the same issues that they're doing so right now.
Definitely a good response coming out from sAw. That aggression. Ooh, they're responding right back. Yakindar. He's out sandwich. He's got a lot to do ahead of him here. It's all a ruse, Vince. They're all inner.
They pay for that misdirection with blood. Yakindar, his woes continue. I don't like to focus this, but he's normally such an integral part. He's 1 in 10. I don't remember him having a couple of days like this before.
Move!
He is still in this round, though. Muterus into connector, making moves through. Couple of whiff grenades. Jame capitalizes. Muterus pushed out. Put it back onto the bench for the time being. And with his life being taken away in Archeon 15, they don't want to go for this. Our economy is finally caught up to them. Kicker wants to just make sure there's no pesky CTs laid around. The VP will have their 5th finally.
Solid round. Started off with just that misdirection. Yakindar didn't get any kill or damage. Well, he got a little bit of damage, but the fact that he just bought that space towards Sandwich did just enough for that slight misdirection. The rest of the squad was able to take over that inner bomb site, get the bomb down. And we've seen sAw have some fantastic retakes, but in that scenario, did not work out. This is it, Vince. Their money. sAw, they gotta win this round.
Yeah, fulcrum point moment in the game, perhaps. Could be a 2-for-1. VP could be tying us up to 7-7. Could also mean that if sAw concede and hemorrhage a player or two early on, they may very well just instantly pull the plug. There may be more of a case of dipping their toe in the water and potentially retaking. Good smoke, though, and good timing. And as VP now line up the smokes, they got plenty of utility. Tons of flashbangs. It will be turned white over on the site momentarily as Roman is in there and Stododo with the more passive angle with the AWP.
Last time Stododo was just completely blinded and he's again in this pop dog position. He got a beautiful flank last time. It didn't work out for them, but again, he's in position to make it work. Stododo, he's got to be good for this shot. Gets blinded off.
This is where I'm really curious to see how much the sAw want this round, because again, their economy plays a part. They've already fully committed. They're not interested in saving. They have full belief. 3-on-3, Yakindar up close in the smoke. Post plant just comes into play. Smoke now dwindling. Yakindar knows there's a heavy chance that there is a player in connector, but he gets sprayed down from the MP9 right afterwards. One flash between the two of the T's. But nothing in resolve for sAw. They have to get in aggressively, tapping the bomb. Muterus spinning around. The last element left, but goes in for the spray and gets it up before Jame pops up behind him. Even within the context of that round, sAw nearly had it, Potter. With those post plants coming in so quick, I felt like that should have been an open and shut case in VP's favor.
Yeah, sAw, they are swinging back no matter what. Again, their retakes have been so spectacular. They're able to just brute force, again, force those trades no matter what. Yakindar got a clean kill, but immediately killed from the back. The response from sAw, they just keep swinging and swinging back hard. VP, They had the money under control, but sAw, I like this move. Taking a huge risk, but two players have slipped past. Oh my, this timing.
Is he really able to escape with the AK as well?
Wait,
that is so dirty.
Buster might get him.
Oh, he lets him bypass because he has the bomb. He's happy to stall this one out, and he's even waiting for his teammates to get close. I love this play from Buster. This is so high IQ.
So good. Hopefully he doesn't regret leaving that rifle, the one lone AK that sAw has retrieved, alive. He will get the bomb down. The cavalry is here. The rest of his squad will back him up. sAw, good shot. Oh, he's not good for the second. He will get traded. No armor. But sAw, they've done a lot in this round.
They have, but this is where it comes to a close. Even if Sanji wasn't able to thread the headshot, James still had a Molotov. There was no kit and no smoke for sAw. The round was over. They just didn't realize it yet. And even in this last round of the half, you got Roman down to 4K, so he's only got a FAMAS. There's a FAMAS for Just. There'll be no AWP. Unless Muterus picks up a kit, they won't have a kit either. No, they don't even have a defusal kit. And one thing we've seen from VP time and time again is they've been getting the bomb planted. That is an issue right now.
That very well could be coming into play later. Kicker, he's going for an angle here. Just is blind. He's going to get caught out, or Kicker doesn't check it. He will still fail the spray and die. Muterus dies as well. It's falling apart here, Vince.
Into scraps. Last round is going to be a messy one of the half. sAw still have 2 remaining. Arky's one of them, but that threat has been contained. Sanji reels into action with his first and a second alongside it. VP will lead going through to the second half of Train.
Day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. The second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. The third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. In a pear tree. The fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh yeah. The 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh yeah. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, fa-la-la-la, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Ha! The 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, fa-la-la-la, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear.
Nowhere near as one-sided as yesterday, as VP were able to get 8 as opposed to 2 on their first half, but they do lead 8-7. And this is where I'm expecting to see a very different take from sAw. I want to see some aggression here, Potter. Do we get it in the pistol, though?
They certainly were aggressive the last time around. We've got a Molotov on sAw, but he's also got the bomb with no armor. That remains to be seen if that becomes an issue. Yakindar, he doesn't get the initial shot, but that's a lot of information. Kicker's right there to back him up.
Delayed push as well, but now the flash has been put down. Good counter flash tossed in. Allows Kicker safe passage back to the site, but no early frags. Now they're starting to come in thick and fast. Sanji round the back is keeping them interested, while Kicker now pinches in a different angle. Sanji's kill on Roman is huge. It will force at least one of these T's to contend with that threat, and if they don't, they'll be pinched in momentarily. Sanji's now coming down, and it's James that actually takes the headshot away, but you can see the impact of Sanji's presence. He may not get all the kills, but it absolutely wrecks sAw.
Yeah, just choking out that post plant. Kicker flying around on that pop dog, surviving. The fact that sAw was unable to wipe him out the map definitely made this post plant so clenchy. Beautiful shots coming through, of course. And that's a pretty dominant pistol round, I gotta say. Kicker surviving. He got the first contact and the last. Yikes.
Can't even say I'm surprised at that stat. They were just getting absolutely dispatched. Good to see at least VP have certainly awoken since those pretty bleak times. And now with a tactical timeout after winning the pistol, making sure they're all on the same page. 2 orgs in play already. Interesting.
Those scoped weapons will be pretty deadly. Another force back as well from sAw. Oh, Yakindar.
They extinguished the Molotov. You could see that VP had no idea that would be possible. And they just go for that wide swing, and Yakinda was completely screwed. That was such an aggressive play from sAw. I love it.
The pounce, Vince, is so strong. Sanji's got a good aim, though. He's able to take out Just, but Kicker, he's all alone towards this inner site. You know he can survive. Is he good for the shots? Dododo's able to get past. All 3 members of sAw are on this site right now.
Rough miss from Kicker. Doesn't get punished with losing his life. Now Dodo, insta-wide swing, Galil behind it. Lots of damage being done to the CTs, and all these positions are looking untenable. Buster's the only player left alive. He's about to get swung in from the right-hand side from Roman's Mac 10. Any second now, unless he can get the kill in, he's a dead man. And sAw bounce right back on their T-half.
Beautiful round coming up from sAw. They were at a disadvantage from the utility point, from the weaponry point. But the way these two play with each other, bait and switch, tag teaming with each other, just not giving VP the angle that they want. I love it. Even catching Yakindar, you mentioned it, Vince, that smoke, extinguishing the molly, all calculated. A set piece right off the bat to counter VP in their positions, and it works out. VP are just down to these pistols. And you were talking about it, Vince, the fact that sAw, they're looking like they've done their homework. And that round exactly illustrates just that. Roman's gonna come poking around towards inner. He takes some damage and he falls. But it's A-okay. Everything should be under control here.
As long as it's just the one death, I don't think it'll be the end of the world, but there's a second. Buster knows there's more players up here. Trying to flick in. They can't get it done, and Sanji is posting up for some exits. The concerning aspect here for VP, though, is even though they only went in with a couple of deagles, the impact it has on their economy means they won't be able to buy into the next round either. So sort of really got themselves into a great position early on in their T half, not just with getting wins, but keeping VP submerged.
Oh, the timing here. Sanji will go down as well. And yeah, you're right, VP, they're going to have to save twice. I think they were prepared for it and ready, though. They decided to approach that round a bit more conservatively. Had some money left in the bag. This round, again, probably just some pistols. Nothing else. And it's only Kickert that invests into this.
Four-player stack on B, leaving Kickert with the Deagle outside of A. Unleashing him, allowing him to show what he can do, and, well, that's why. Nails Muterus in the head. Now, he can't retrieve the gun, unfortunately, because it's in an awkward position on main, and he wants to keep himself alive. But any kills at this point are a nice bonus. VP not expecting to really get anything done here. They trade over a second player in the form of Jay. Kickert gets sprayed out by Roman, who goes in for the second as well. So it seems like that mini last stand has now been cut devastatingly short.
Dang, I was definitely rooting Kickert on. He looked like he was feeling himself that round. He does go down, and VP are just going to scramble at this point. Maybe even get a flank on, and T-Con, Buster, probably going to wait out for Yakindar to make it there. And just going to try to get what they can. They know there's an AK down in T-Con, but so do sAw.
Oh, nice. Headshot.
Buster's on the move now, too.
He's trying to wrap around the back, but it's just USPs. Yakindar, no further bloodshed. However, 2 kills, not too bad for VP, and this is the moment they've been waiting for. They need to get this rifle round working, though, Potter, because sAw, they seem to be shifting through the gears. The momentum is certainly behind them.
It absolutely is. Buster delayed AWP pickoff. That's 2 snipers. And Buster's been such a stud with that AWP. Sometimes looking like the best offer in the server. James gonna start things off though. And Yakindar as well. Good hold off.
It's almost like James heard you there, Potter. He's like, you sure about that one? Just instantly nails the first player. Kickert, though, had the right angle, but his aim let him down a little bit. There is a gap in that smoke. A good flash tossed in, and James being ever present, ever patient, and survives. I thought the Molotov may kill him as he was caught with a smoke out. Will be a post plant, though, and with low HP, he doesn't want to overstep the mark. Wait for the rest of his teammates to get up close. This is still a winnable round on sAw. They have a HE. That's basically their entire utility belt with that $300 investment. Flashbang is very good. A beautiful trade, though, from Stododo. And now he'll have to perch up onto Catwalk, and the bomb is being defused. Now, there is no kit, but if he can get successful on this first trade, that could have been good enough. But Buster had his teammate covered. 10-10 now the score.
Such good protocols for VP to make that retake look easy. James was under so much pressure, but again, just the flashbang from Buster to initiate everything, allow Yakindar to have a blind target. And James surviving in that smoke also was everything. VP, they need to string some rounds together here, though, Vince.
They most assuredly do, Potter, but now sAw are getting into that very awkward position themselves. Their money has ran dry. Both teams need a bit of success. Sanji up close.
Oh,
didn't check the angle straight away, but just dodged under Muterus' bullets. I'm not entirely sure what the hell just happened.
the model definitely looked like he wasn't going to clear that. Buster He's re-aggressing. Oh no. Just thinks he's behind the smoke. He thought he was behind the smoke, Vince. Unlucky for Just. Sanji has T-Con control and Buster's just like, what the heck just happened?
The worst part is that up on the kill feed, it even said that Buster killed him through the smoke, even though he clearly wasn't in the smoke. That is so brutal. And a Molotov's whiffed on this side. It's all going wrong for sAw. That actually denies them from planting a little bit longer because it traded off the approach. It had to be thrown down with the smoke. They still haven't got across to the side. Now they're just about getting there. And then amongst all of this frenzy and mayhem, the rotations have came in so quickly. Roman spins and pivots to his right, but he gets peeked from the left, and now Kickert goes in with the AUG. I'm not even sure if Dodo tries to fight for this, or if he maybe just pulls the plug and tries to save instead, because the round is over. Valiant attempt with the kill, but this is surely where he just gets charged straight down. VP, go for the defuse. I think Dodo will be afforded the luxury of saving this gun, which I'm a little bit surprised by.
I'm very much surprised by that as well. I mean, you take what you can get. And at least he'll have that. Oh, that's so awkward. Buster's just like, all right, we'll take those. A little bit of an unlucky start for sAw into that round. But man, Roman, there was absolutely an opportunity. He was so aggressive up forward in that smoke. But the shot's not landing, and VP once again making that inner retake look easy. 4 members surviving. When Arky was born, the original Game Boy wasn't yet available in Europe. What are you trying to say? That he's old? We know this!
The worst part is I remember buying the Game Boy. I was alive for that. So that's a shot at both of us as well.
Those were the good days, Vince. Those were the good times. Simpler times.
Tetris, classic game. Classic game. But VP looking to maneuver their pieces into place as they now take the lead, and Muterus goes out aggressive, but there's a flashbang tossed in. It doesn't afford him safe passage. Instead, he's put on the ferry out. And now VP 5v2, just as we were talking about the importance of sAw getting some kind of success in their way, they have been murdered, just straight up destroyed in round 22.
The players are heating up. It's a DM session for these snipers. James and Buster just popping shots off everywhere. Yakindar, confidence beaming, wide swinging out connector and just one tapping and immediately getting traded. We've seen it before, but either way, Yakindar is still good for the one. And now sAw, they're broke.
Eagles, P250, no grenades, hoping and praying that VP overextend and give them a freebie. VP have been in these positions so many times. They're such a disciplined bunch of players. It's unlikely that sAw will be given any safe passage. Boosted up, kind of peer out with their deegs, but Jane and additionally Kickert are here. I also like that Kickert's playing a little bit more of a closer angle, realizing with an eco, you're sometimes susceptible to these very quick B hits. And if you're playing passive in the deep side of the site, you basically just give that up for free. So nice little adjustments from VP, but sAw still yet to push out.
Yeah, it looks like a different change of plans here for sAw. They're just, it's got to come down to these shots. These Deagles have to land some incredible long-range shots. Very unlikely. Sanji Yakindar will start things off. Ooh, they're just getting annihilated. But as it should be, it's just the pistols. We'll see if Arky can do anything else. He falls as well. And Virtus.pro secure the 13th on the board for themselves.
I think
is that Tom Biz's cousin?
That actually did look a lot like Tom. Yeah. It's making me laugh because we've seen a bunch of those pictures that I don't think the public has seen, you know, where faces are meshed onto other people's bodies.
I don't think they should see it either yet, Vince. I think that's for our eyes only.
Exactly. Should never see the light of day. Those pictures should be burnt. But that reminded me of one of those. That's why it's kind of creased me a little bit more.
Another slow start. I say that, and Sanji's already found another one. Buster doing some damage through the smoke at Ivy as well. And Sanji, again, when I can put him on a pedestal, I will. He's absolutely been the shining light for VP at DreamHack so far. They haven't had the best of times, even getting knocked down by fours, but it's been Sanji that's been Mr. Consistent. James, he's got all the control and T-Con that he would want. And 4 members of sAw, they're regrouping towards this inner right now.
And even when he's not posting up the massive stats, he always seems to be in the right place at the right time. He's just got that impact constantly behind him. 35 seconds. The sands of time starting to erode away for sAw. It's a great timed incendiary put onto the ramp. Roman already lining up the flashbang. Timing a little bit off. They're going to have to singe their toes if they're pushing right now. Now the grenades come in. If anything, that flashbang just alerts the rest of VP to their presence. And as they try and cross, it's just going to be more of the same. More bloodshed. More rounds for Virtus.pro. And although Stododo may successfully get the bomb plant and the kill onto KitKat as a nice juicy bonus, he will not successfully move out of this round victorious. VP 14, sAw 10.
Damn, Buster. He's a primary, Vince. Even surfing on that oil change at the end, just style. He makes these shots look so easy as well. Just very cool under the pressure. And again, I think it's just the confidence in his teammates. He knows exactly where KitKat's gonna be, where Sanji's gonna be, where the help is coming from. Couple of Galeos, the money's looking tight on the side of sAw. Oh, James takes a bit of damage. Just barely saw the toes crossing.
Even though he has been winged somewhat, he can now just position a little bit more passively. And with this AWP, all he has to do is get successful once. And sAw are in trouble. Flashes and smokes now being traded out, switching up the pace, but Yakinda's gone unchecked, untouched on the spools, and 2 kills go to his name. There is a flank play coming in through Connector, and that yields a kill to James, plus KitKat can now turn their attention back to Yakinda, but he gets a third, and that third kill was the most important of the bunch, because now it puts Roman down into a 1-on-2. He has been spotted. They know roughly where he is, and Buster, that secondary AWP ever present. 15-10, 5 more chances at VP to get themselves ahead in this best of 5.
Let's just take a look at this spray control from Yakindar. That transfer onto the second is beautiful. And man, there was a moment. Valiant effort from sAw. Even though the rest of the squad falls behind them, they push forward, make those 2 frags count, and close scenes for sAw. Maybe probably the closest round they've had in quite some time. A timeout will be called. A lot of things to go over here. VP have had their number, even in that round, having 3 members overstacked towards that B bomb site. Ever since VP have brought out that secondary op, it's been game on for VP, and it's been sAw wondering what the winning formula is.
Buster landed 20 kills in their Vertigo victory, and now he's on 24. He has been a man possessed over these last 2 maps, and James, the other AWPing element of VP, will be called upon first, and he answers that call and rattles off the AWP shot. Center mass onto Arki. Only a flashbang left from the entirety of sAw, but Roman has made that AK work. Buster with the second AWP, spots the head. Maybe didn't react to it though, was too busy focused down towards the trajectory of main, and just puts him down. An actual winnable round coming up for sAw here, but there's the snake in the grass of KitKat. He's not able to spring in quick enough to deny the bomb plant, but he does spray in for 2. And now James, who's made moves around from box walls, misses a bit of a sitter of a shot, and that allows them to pull the plug and relocate.
Oh, Yakindar, he's so low. He didn't want to force that pop flash. The Molotov will push Meters out though, but James is good for it. just... Oh, the whiff! Have VP, they're gonna secure train here.
The map will go the way of Virtus.pro, and they now edge in the lead. We have had a repeat performance from yesterday. They lost the first map. They then came back for 2 on the trot. They've been looking really good as well, Pot Road, these last couple of maps, and I wouldn't put it against them to even edge out 1 further. If they win Dust 2, which will be coming up very shortly, they will win this best of 5 finals, 3-1. We'll find out if they can, but first we'll have the desk after the break to go through that train performance.
Well, the lone Spaniard of Arky tried his best, but it seems like it wasn't quite enough this time. As again, Virtus.pro, a fairly close start to the game, but when they got into their CT side, they looked unstoppable. And Blair, it's starting to turn into that grand final that we expected, with VP shining, I guess you could say.
Yeah, if you look at the way these 3 maps have played out, map 1 was a fantastic performance coming out from the Portuguese, Spanish side, and then we saw VP kind of waking up, you know, during the latter half of the Vertigo game. This was them in full control, like 8-7 scoreline, a T-sided train. If you're VP, if anyone has watched VP and train, you're pretty confident they're going to win this, right? And even though there were, I think, 2 or 3 rounds, they're able to win the second round with the force buy, did the side of sAw, but then how many rounds? 7 in a row, and it didn't even look close. The way they were just winning it so convincingly, just the protocols were so perfectly played by the side of VP. And this is with Yakinder going 1-9 or 1-10 in the first half, and despite that, they were looking very confident.
Well, yeah, we almost said at the beginning of this map that we were expecting Yakinder to have a better showing than yesterday. And sure, he did. He doubled his kills from yesterday, but it still wasn't particularly good from him. In fact, again, Maui, we're highlighting players like Buster, like James, who are sort of leading them through. And Buster has had a phenomenal tournament so far.
Yeah, I would say for this tournament, Buster has been the complete package for Virtus.pro. He's excellent in the early round. He's great in the mid round. And honestly, as that second guy in for VP, a lot of the time, Yakinder, he's making that space, but it's Buster who's closing out a lot. And the fact that Buster has brought out that double op and succeeded with it so much, it gives Virtus.pro CT side another element, another dynamic, so that they can use that. And I want to actually show, though, here on Stats Helix, how VP did adapt to Yakinder's kind of poor start. So if we look here actually towards Vauxhall, they're going to actually look for a point of contact that is kind of an unusual player in Kickert. So Buster will throw a flash for Kickert. Kickert gets the flash or the assisted by the flash. And then VP, they kind of slow the round down. They don't just jump into things too quickly because it's a 4-on-5 situation. So let's fast forward and let's move over to what's going on in Ivy. Sanji will now push up, pretty slow approach, but it's just showing how layered the VP offense is. And Sanji manipulates the rotation, takes down Arky, and at this point, sAw are in a desperate position here at the ladder position, and they will push on forward, try to find something. Sanji will find the last player here towards CT spawn, who was defending B against Dodo. And at that point, it's pretty much lights out for sAw. They make one last desperate attempt here, but will get taken down by Buster's spray. And really, this just kind of shows how VP, when Yakinder isn't finding those opening picks, they have other answers. They have a lot in their strat book. They have a lot to work with. It's such a deep playbook, and just shows how complete their game really is on train. They are not just a one-trick pony team at all.
Again, pointing out Sanji as well, right? It might not be, excuse me, necessarily a star play like Kicker or Buster, but just his play right there. He opened up that entire round. He made it work, even though he wasn't the guy who had any of the highlight moments. So Sanji, underrated player.
Yeah, for sure. Someone that maybe not getting all the praise that he desires. Now, we are going to make our way towards our fourth map within this series, which will, of course, be Dust 2. One that, again, is a very good map for the side of Virtus.pro, but more importantly, normally a very, very good map for Yakinder. So do you feel, Maui, that he's a little bit off today, or just that we've had a couple of maps that maybe don't quite suit him or haven't suited him today?
I'm starting to chalk it up to not a great day for you, Kinder. Train is a map that he's usually better at than what we just saw there. He usually can find a lot of openings there, and maybe not the same type of mechanical prowess I'm used to seeing for you, Kinder. But it feels like just VP are such a complete package. The fact that they can adapt, that even if he's not having that success on opening kills, other people can step up. Kicker in that last game had 7 opening kills. So there's a lot of players that can step up for VP, and James knows how to use them.
Yeah, and the thing that worries me the most, players going into this one, we've already seen sAw a couple of times this tournament play this map versus Namiga, who are a team that we know are actually fairly poor on Dust 2, and one of them went to overtime. I think one of them they may have even lost. So it's not been the best showing for them so far this tournament on Dust 2. Do you think they're going to be able to dig deep and actually bring this one home, or are we looking at the end of our grand final?
I feel there is a chance. Because if you look at, I know you look at the map statistics, you're like, okay, VP just have this in the bag, right? But ironically, this is one of the maps where VP haven't really played with too many top opposition. Sure, they played OG in Flashpoint, they lost there, right? And the teams they've played, I'm taking a look here, they've played Force, they have Gambit played, and some of them have been wins, some losses. You have a Namiga thrown in, an LDLC, no top tier teams compared to, let's say, maybe a Fnatic or some of the other top tier teams they played in Flashpoint, which are on other maps. And even though saw's map win percentage isn't that great on Dust 2, the fact that they usually go for it as a first pick means they know what to do. They have some ideas to work with, and if those players can just like show up like they did on Inferno, and if maybe there's a Christmas miracle with some of the kills that we're getting through the smokes and whatnot, we could be seeing a map number 5. I want to believe, man.
Well, there is only one way to find out. VP, they might be about to make a quick, clean sweep right back in the other direction. They lost the first map, but was that a blip on the radar? Or are sAw going to turn this around and take us to a 5th and final map? We'll be back in a slightly longer break with Vincent Potter to bring you map number 4, which will be Dust 2.